We are here with Ted Throckmorton, a radio broadcaster, the voice of the Red Devils for 53 years, has seen countless games and a lot of great memories with high school basketball in the Hoosier Hills Conference. Ted, you've been doing basketball so long and have seen so many great things come through Jeffersonville and through the league. What's some of your favorite memories of high school basketball?
Well, one of my main favorite memories was sitting beside Charlie Jenkins for 35 years. Charlie's not broadcasting now, but that's where I really learned a lot and enjoyed it. Of course, I saw New Albany win their state championship in '73. Jeff win theirs in '93. Scott Skiles will his team at Plymouth to win one. And of course, Damon Bailey when he won his for Bedford. It's just a great hobby. It keeps me young and it keeps me active. And of course, as I've always said, if they paid me, they'd have fired me a long, long time ago. It's a lot of fun. Gene Coomer and I, we've been together. Of course, we've got Greg Bell now doing the ball games as our primary announcer. He's great. He came to Jeffersonville from Kokomo after about 28 years up there. So we're very fortunate to have Greg, and it's a great hobby. I love it.
You mentioned some of the state championship teams that you've had the pleasure of watching. What are some of the things that stood out about those teams? In New Albany, a great run in '73, and also in 1980, I believe, had a great run at a state final. Jeffersonville in '93 with Mike Broughton as the coach. You know, Damon Bailey at Bedford North Lawrence. A lot of things that you could look back on and of great teams.
Well, another thing too that I'm very pleased to be a part of. If you'll recall, Mike Flynn, he fouled out in the sectional final against Floyd Central, but we put a little committee together and worked it, and Mike Flynn became Mr. Basketball. And I didn't have a lot to do with it, but there was a good committee. Remember, Turkovich was the primary star that year, but we put these flyers out, we mailed them all over the state, and when the guys didn't know who to vote for, they thought, well, Mike Flynn. Not that Mike didn't have the talent. He had the talent, but I think our little effort was a good portion of it.
How did you let an Indiana kid like Mike Flynn from Jeffersonville get away to Kentucky then?
Well, we talked about that driving up here, as a matter of fact. Ray Mears, the Tennessee coach, was really recruiting Mike, but we had a committee, and then we went to dinner one evening with Kaywood Ledford, Gene Coomer and I, and Keith Grope. And Kaywood stood up at the dining room at the Marriott. I never will forget it. He pounded on the table, said, "Mike, you've got to sign with Kentucky." 2 days later, that's where he signed. And then after Mike signed, here comes Jimmy Dan Connor, Kevin Greavy, Locke Mueller, Jerry Hale, and the whole bit. But Mike was the key to that recruiting year for Kentucky.
Yeah, we could mention the Super Hicks and Floyd Central, and then Pat Graham and Mr. Basketball. We're talking about the glory days of the Hoosier Hills Conference, especially from the mid-'80s to the mid-'90s. That run, have you ever seen anything like that run that the league had in those years?
No. And you know, a lot of people talk about class basketball. Of course, if I had a choice, maybe I would want it to stay as it was. But being able to go around to the different gyms and see them packed for a Class A game or a B class or whatever, it's still good Hoosier basketball. And when you get inside those tournament gyms, you see a lot of good effort and a lot of good fans.